Because you give him part of you. You give him part of you. This is a very lengthy place in the scripture, brothers and sisters. We don't have so much time. But we're going to continue this point that we are. As we continue to learn more, as God continue to minister to us, continue to empower us with what he has written in this book is so powerful. Let us not read it as newspapers. You see, we are endowed with something very powerful. There are some churches that you don't see people with Bible. But we can go to the Bible and double check what the preacher is preaching. Don't worry about what we are standing here and preach. We can also read in the Bible. And that is the freedom God is giving us. To be able to go and check. And as you're reading it, pray. And as you pray, God is going to open the door. He's going to open the secret things of his holiness. That's what it's called. The secret things of God's holiness. Because it's secret to those who don't know. Those who run away from him. But the elect, God is going to open your spiritual eyes to see, to understand, and make some amendments for his kingdom. So when we look at the burden upon Malachi, Malachi have a challenge. And as we read in that verse 2, 1 verse 2, as God said something, he said, I love you. That is our take today. God said he loved each and every one of us. He loved this congregation so much. And if you can look at the miracle God has brought around us. When the enemy comes as the flood to challenge us, and you can see how God moved in a way that you would never expect. Why should we doubt God? Look at this place that we are worshiping today. And many things God has used you to do. This pulpit, brethren donated this pulpit. A place where we can stand and preach the gospel of Jesus Christ without hindrance. And deliver a message of life, of hope, of endurance and patience. A place we can stand here and preach, and the sick will be healed. Brothers and sisters, there's so much power in this place. And if you, brothers and sisters, anytime you withdraw from the blessings of God that God has opened this place for, you are just hurting yourself. If there's something that is worrying us here, we have a place to pray. Come for prayer. Don't hesitate. God is going to open the door. When he said door, God will open that door. And you will see the mighty things that happen. The power is here. God has given us, all of us, the power for miracle. And he's just waiting for us. God is just waiting for us. And in all the things we have heard this morning, God will not take a penny out of your hand. He will not snatch anything out of you. He's not going to destroy us. Rather, God said, I love you. You are the elect. And that is why God brought this message to us. For us to pay attention, knowing that there's nothing in this earth that he cannot do. It's the enemy that is using it to make it so big that if we give this, I'm not going to be able to pay my bills. What am I going to do? When the rent is due. Oh, I wanted to pay this for the other person. No, I wait from next week. Once you do that, once you say, I wait for God, anything that comes to us, once you wait, there's a problem. Don't wait. Give God first. Then worry about it later, because God is going to take care of it. He created us. He said, I love you. I remember when we have similar challenge. We were in the other church, the first church in Austin. The bill was due, and every year, the beginning of every year, what we do, I'm not saying that so that I will take credit for it, but sometimes it's good to testify the good things of God's holiness. Every first of the year, what we do is that we come to work that first of the year. Anything that we have that first of the year, we give it to God. Everything that we have, we give it to God. That first of the year, that's what we do every year. Like I said, we are not doing it to have glory, receive, no. But it might encourage us all. So that day, before then, we have fixed a lot of computers for customers, for them to pick it up. Some of them, my wife was calling them, they don't want to come and pick it up. And we were looking for money to pay our rents for the office and for where we were living. We did not have money. So but we went to work by faith the first day of the year. As we get to work, brothers and sisters, every customer that did not pick the equipment came and picked the equipment that day. This one picked equipment, this one kept, the place was, people were on the line, picking equipment. So I began to wonder, so we're going to give all this money to God? My head was like blowing up. I mean, every customer, they pick up their equipment. There was so much money. So I spoke with, are we going to give this? He said, I've been thinking about it. I said, well, we're going to give it to God. I didn't know what to do. How are we going to pay our bills? And we promised God that we have to do this on the first of every year. Brothers and sisters, we took that money. It was a fight. It was a fight. We put it in a tag box. Immediately we put it in a tag box, it's like we rested. It's like we have peace. But now the rent was still due. How are we going to pay rent? And we don't have food. And that Sunday, we left. We drove out of the church. There's a place we used to put sign on the street. Anytime we put a sign, it's somewhere here, Mapleton Parkway here, between Mapleton Parkway and Memorial Highway. Each time we put sign, then somebody always took it. Tell my wife, let's drive by there and see if the sign is still there. As we drove by there, somebody have taken the sign. So we drove into the yard. We saw a man holding our sign. So I came out from the car, I asked the man, so it's you that always take my sign from this place? Immediately the man heard that, he was so upset. He said, don't ever put a sign here. I said, sir, I just wanted to know who always took my sign, but I'm not going to do that anymore. I will not put a sign anymore. I'm so sorry that I'm not going to put, but I was the one that put the sign over there. He said, don't ever do that. And as we were about to leave, the man came and knocked at the door of the car. He said, did you all need some food? I was like, I asked my wife, what is he saying? He said, if you need food. I said, yes, sir, we need some food. So we get out from the car. The man opened the garage. Right here, he opened the garage and started bringing food. He was carrying a trailer, hand truck. Bringing food. I said, what is this? I asked my wife, what is this? Tears was coming out from my eyes. So you see the miracle of God. We put food in the back of the vehicle. It was filling up. Where our children, Clara was carrying food on our laps. Food we were looking for. Just very little for God.